The government has admitted it's absolutely unacceptable that traces of pork were found in halal meat supplied to prisons in England and Wales. The prison service has ordered an urgent investigation and has withdrawn all the pies and pasties found to be contaminated. It raises more questions for the country's food inspection regime in the wake of the horse meat scandal. Our science editor Tom Clark reports.
Made of 21-day-aged beef, sold by the very farmer who reared it. These aren't the cheapest burgers, but they are categorically, unequivocally free of horse meat.
A quality butcher like this knows exactly where his meat has come from, and the rest of the food industry would like to be able to say the same, but recent experience suggests they can't. And that raises serious questions about how the industry works, but also how it's regulated.
The pressure on both greater than ever after it emerged supposedly halal pasties and pies served to prisoners contained traces of pig DNA, an offence that mystifies experienced halal butchers.
All it takes is one individual to go around to the production site and see what animals are being used on not just the one site, but the actual production line.
What's more, the problem wasn't identified by the FSA, but in tests by the Ministry of Justice itself, alarmed by news reports about horse meat. It's been a fraught time for the Food Standards Agency. First, there was the discovery by its Irish counterpart of horse meat in value beef burgers in the UK. Several days later, the FSA admitted British horse meat containing a banned veterinary drug was exported to France. On Thursday, it was forced to admit one of the horses had actually been consumed in the UK, though hadn't entered the wider food chain. Then last night, the revelation of halal prison food containing traces of pork. The Food Standards Agency says a testing programme to scrutinise meat labelling commences next week, and that on Monday it's sitting down to get tough with the food industry, which it says carries ultimate responsibility.
Well, consumer confidence is at risk, and we want the food industries together to step up to the mark on this and to make sure that they can take action, including, as some of the major retailers have already announced, further testing and routine testing of their product to make sure that people can trust that what it says on the label is actually what's in the food.
But observers argue the regulator may have become too close to an industry fixated on value.
I think there is a problem, which is the relationship between the Food Standards Agency and the industry trying to meet us, particularly in a recession, cutting corners, cutting costs, and at the same time a sort of lowest common denominator food culture getting a grip and being acceptable.
It's something this butcher takes as a given.
And gradually, as prices get driven down by consumers and by supermarkets, there's always going to be someone at the bottom looking to cut corners.
Though it's easier to be sure of your meat's provenance at the pricier end of the market, when it comes to our food, should we really be paying our money and taking our chances?